Mixing in solo is a trap. Stick around and I'm going to tell you why. Okay, so picture this. You've got your snare drum in solo. You've just spent the last 40 minutes EQing it to perfection, and you put it back in the mix, and you are underwhelmed by what's happened. You either don't notice a difference, or you start thinking, does this actually sound worse than it did before? Processing in solo is a trap. Your snare drum doesn't have to sound like the best snare drum that's ever been created. It needs to sound like the best snare drum in your track. And the danger is that when you process in solo, you're removing everything else from your production that snare drum is working against. So you remove the context of how you need to process that snare drum to make it sound good alongside everything else. What I do is I always have at least 3 or 4 other elements playing at any one time. If there are vocals in your track, you should definitely leave those in. Vocals are gonna be the loudest and probably the thing that most people hear over everything else, so they should always be running somewhere. Trust me, if you start doing this one little thing, not only will your track start sounding better, but your entire process is going to become much quicker. So now, one thing to remember is that if you do start doing this, where you leave a few elements going, is that when you do actually solo something, maybe just to check it, you might think, wow, that doesn't sound as good as I thought it would, or it might actually sound a bit bad when it's all on its own. But that's fine, because it needs to sound good with everything. Nobody who's listening to your music has the option to be able to solo something and listen to it out of context. Don't let it throw you off that it doesn't sound as good as you thought it would, because as long as it sounds good in the track, then it's fine. All that being said, there are times when, yeah, you can process things in solo, but for me, it's normally when I'm trying to find like a resonance or like some horrible noise that I want to clean up. And how I do it is that I solo just for a little bit, isolate the noise, remove it, and then I put that sound back into the mix as quickly as possible. So share this video if you know what I'm talking about, and help our fellow producers. Big love.